Lawyers for Tesla chief Elon Musk heading to court, facing off with the SEC over contempt charges. All rise. Judge Andrew Napolitano, host of The Liberty File on Fox Nation, joins us now. OK, what do you think is likely to happen to Musk in court today?
Nothing.
Ah.
Yeah, I think there's as much ado about nothing. And if he weren't Elon Musk with his histrionics and big personality and flair for drawing attention to himself, the SEC would say, all right, so he made a statement. It wasn't true. He corrected it right away, forgot to run it past his lawyers. They would have approved it anyway. Leave him alone. But because he's Elon Musk, they're filing this contempt charge. If he were a lawyer and found guilty of contempt, it would affect his ability to practice law.
Those tweets moved the market. Really shifted the stock price.
We're not talking
Some people lost.
No, we're not talking about the first set of tweets. He's already been disciplined for that. We're talking about the second set, in which he said we're going to produce 500,000 cars, and the true number, corrected 19 minutes later, was 400,000.
Yeah, but he did the same thing a second time that he'd been cautioned for the first time. I mean, is he just going to walk away from this? Can this guy just do anything he likes?
Well,
because he's Elon Musk.
I mean, you sound like you're, God forgive me for saying this, a lawyer for the SEC.
No.
I mean, how much regulation do we want? Was this a mistake, or was this an intent to move the market? If it was the latter, he deserves to be found guilty of contempt and to have more restraint put on him. If it was just Musk being Musk, leave him alone. He's a great guy. He's built this wonderful company.
Do you mean that, or are you saying that on behalf of somebody else?
I'm saying that would be an argument that would resonate with me if I were the judge.
Okay. Well,
because I don't like to hold people in contempt because of their use of words.
Okay. Had you said something different, like he's going to jail or he'll lose his job, I bet that stock will be down more than it is now. So you have the chance to move the market there. Right. However, I want to talk to you about Carlos Ghosn, arrested again in Japan. New allegations, I think it's financial misconduct again. Take me behind this. What's going on?
I think that, as you and I talked during the break, he was going to hold a press conference today, Japan time, I guess maybe yesterday, and they didn't want him to do it. Let me tell you, if they knew of this potential charge and intentionally held it back, in America, they would lose the right to prosecute him for it. In the Japanese system, prosecutors have extraordinary power. Yeah. I just looked up their conviction record last year. I've never seen a number like this. 99.9%. Juries in Japan do not acquit. They have such deference to the government. Mr. Ghosn is in very, very serious trouble unless somehow he can get out of Japan.
They could put him in solitary, I think.
Yes.
Again.
Yes. It's horrific. In my view, he's being tortured. A sophisticated form, a modern form of torture, because people didn't want him to make business decisions that he was making with Nissan.
But they have different standards of corporate behavior, different prosecutorial standards.
The answer, your statement is correct.
They're much more harsh.
Yes.
Much more so.
Your statement is correct. Now, the 99% conviction rate is a little illusory because they dismiss a lot of cases. They only try cases they know they're going to win. They have a culture in which juries are subservient to the government, and they have the ability to dismiss whatever case they throw out whatever case they think they're not going to win.
Okay, Judge, thank you very much,
You're
sir.
welcome.
See you soon.